Hey subscribers, welcome back to my channel. It's great to see you all on this lovely Tuesday. A special shout out to my Year 7 class. Hopefully you guys will be smashing that like button and hitting subscribe at some point today. You didn't think my channel was real for a while, did you? As you may have noticed, I've got lots of videos, especially for my Year 11s and my Year 12s. And I do use it regularly for them. It's the first time I've used it for you, so welcome. Have a browse, enjoy. But before you do that, there's an exercise that I want you to do today. So you're going to be following the instructions on this video. So you may have guessed there's no live lesson, but maybe I'll do a live stream at some point on Twitch, maybe, who knows. What I need to do is make sure that you all have your books, your pens, anything else that you need to write with you, and make sure that you're listening carefully to the instructions. There will be a lesson now on this video looking at collecting like terms, and then there will be a link to Google Slides where you will be continuing and finishing the exercise on the Google Slides, and this is the one that you started last week. So enjoy this lesson. Special shout out to all of my new Year 7 subscribers: Amira A, Natalia, Maya, Shogeve, Ellie May, Lena, Gabriella, Kimberly, Angel, Fifi, Lexi, Shana, Sophia, Amira, Lily, Ray, Lee, Kate, and Sophia. And also a super special shout out to Milo and Frosty and Eggy and Lewis and Bottas. Okay, right. So do the exercise in the examples in the video, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow for some great content.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, so we're going to start off by writing a title. So you should have your books in front of you. We are doing collecting like terms. Okay, so that's your title. This is a continuation from last lesson, so you can just continue as before. Now, the first three examples, you might recognize them from what we covered last lesson as well, but I'm just going to go over these with you just with a bit more explanations just to jog your memory. So on this question it says write down the perimeters of these shapes. So the perimeter is just the length all the way around a shape. So we can see in this shape we've got three sides, and the perimeter is when we add them all up. Now normally the perimeter of a shape is a number, but it can also be a letter. So we can also use algebra. And in this case we can see the letters are given to us. So we're going to be using our algebraic knowledge to work out the perimeter of this shape and show it as a list of terms. So I can see I'm going to write H plus, so I'm going to tick off the first H, and then there's another H, and then plus, and then there's an F there. So we're going to collect the terms which are alike, so I can see the H's are alike, so it's going to be 2H plus F. And that's your answer. That's the perimeter of this shape. Hopefully you know it's a triangle. Now there's another shape. Figure out what the name of this shape is, count the sides and tell me what the name of the shape is. So hopefully you've got the fact that this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So it's a hexagon, 6 straight sides. Okay, so we're going to work out the perimeter now by adding up all the different side lengths. So we've got A plus, well, we've got a B plus another A plus, there's another A there, plus there's another A, and then we've got another B. So notice how I'm ticking them off, or in this case I drew a line next to them just so I didn't miss any out. So let's write down what this gives us. Well, we're collecting the like terms, so I can see that A's are alike. So there is 4a plus, and then I can see there's 2 positive b's, so it's going to be plus 2b. That is our expression for the perimeter, which consists of 2 terms, 4a and also 2b. Okay, question C. Take a moment to do this question. Pause the video.
4 to 6 days later.
Okay, so you should have paused the video. Here is how we can work out the answer. So we're going to again just list all the different sides. So we've got w plus, there's an x plus z plus, and then there's another x there. So we're going to collect the like terms. We've got this, and then we've got, oh, there's no other w, so it's just going to be w by itself. Now, does that x have any like terms? Well, you may have spotted that, yes, it does. There's another x there, so it's going to be plus 2x. And then we've got a z by itself, so plus z. And that is your answer. So you've worked out the perimeter of the first 3 shapes. Pause the video if you need to recap any of this. I'll leave this on the screen for you. And now I'm going to go through the second examples. Now these examples are going to be new to you. So the question is, the weights of these parcels are written in symbols. So we're not using numbers, we're just using symbols. And in this case, letters more specifically. Add them to work out the total weight of each pile. So you can see we've got 3 piles. So let's do this one by one. Okay, pause the video, have a go with adding up all the weights, all the symbols for pile 1. Okay, so hopefully you have an answer. I am going to now show you the working out. So we can see we have a w plus, then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 x's, so we've got x plus x plus x plus x. And then finally we've got a little blue package there, which is plus m. Okay, so this, we're going to now collect the like terms together. And I can see that w is by itself, so there's nothing like the w. And I can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 x's, so 4x. And then there's an m by itself, so it's going to be plus m. Now, there's no more like terms, so that's going to be our final answer. We don't really need another line. Okay, so you get how to do this. Now I want you to try the middle pile. What is the weight of this pile in the yellow shape?
1 week later.
Okay, pause the video if you need more time. I'm going to now go through question 2. So, I'm going to have, let's write this all down. I have m plus, well, there's 2 x's there, so m plus x, plus, and you've got 2 m's, so m plus m, and then we've got an x, and we've got another x. So let's collect all the like terms. So you can either collect all the m's or collect all the x's first. I'm going to do the m's because I think there's an m first there, so I think it might be easier. So there's an m, and then we've got 2 more m's, so that's going to give me 3m. And then how many x's do you have? Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's plus 4x. And that is your answer. Okay, the last question. Here's your big pile of parcels. Someone's got lots of presents for Christmas. I want you to add up all the weights on all the symbols, and then we can work out the total. Pause the video here. Okay, so hopefully you've done it. So this is now going to be W, which is the big parcel at the top, plus, now I've got 2p's here. I'm going to be a bit more efficient this time. I'm just going to write 2p. And then I can see I've got an x here, so I'm going to write plus x. And then I've got another 2p's, so that's plus 2p. and another 2x's. So that's going to be plus 2x. And then finally there's another p. So that's a long one. So what are we going to do now? We're going to add up the terms which are alike. So w is by itself. So I'm just going to write w. How many p's do we have? Well, this time we've got 2p plus another 2p plus another 1p. That is going to give me 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5p. And then we've got x and another 2x, x and 2x. So that's going to be 1x plus 2x is 3x. Whenever you see a letter by itself, there's always a 1 in front of it. You must remember that when you're collecting like terms. Okay, now I'm just going to show you all of the work that we've just done here on the screen. So you can refer back to that if you need to. You can pause the video, see what we've done, and this should all be in your books, which I'll have a look at later in the week. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to copy out first. Here are the 3 points that should now be copied into your books. So copy in book. So find the like terms, collect them together by adding or subtracting. There's not going to be any multiplying or dividing today that we need to worry about. And then you need to write your answer. And those are the 3 simple steps that you just need to follow when you have like terms. You need to be really careful when you're subtracting those. So sometimes there'll be some negative numbers in the question. Okay, so once you've copied this, keep continuing, otherwise pause the video. Okay, so here are a few example questions. Okay, so we can see question 1. This time we don't have a diagram, so we're just told we've got 3a, 6b and 2a, and they're all positive. All we have to do is add them up. So let's see what's like. Well, we can see that 3a and 2a, it's going to give you 5a. And then we've got a 6b by itself, so 6b, and that's your answer. Okay, question D. Now the order of the letters is not obviously in alphabetical order. It's in order of the alphabet that there's letters missing. That's because I've taken this from a textbook, so you don't need to worry about the fact that the order is there's letters missing. Okay, so now try question D and then I'll continue. Okay, so for question D, you should have had 5D plus 5D, which is 10D. And this time we're taking away 6. So 10D take away 6D, it's going to give you 4D. So if you have 10 kilograms, you're taking away 6 kilograms, you've got 4 kilograms left. And this time we have an S. Now what's the number that goes there that I told you about just a minute ago? If it's just a letter by itself, yes, you're right, it's just a 1. So it's just going to be plus 1S, and that's your answer. Okay, question 3, or G on the screen, we've got letters without numbers in front of them, so we're going to put the 1s in front. So you've got 1, 1, 1. So you have 1x, and let's look at the other like term, plus x. So 1x plus another x is just going to give you 2x. And then we've got negative 1y plus 2y. So on a number line, if you start from negative 1 and you go up by 2, you end up with positive 1. So this is going to be negative 1 plus 2. It's going to be plus 1y. If you're still not sure about that, think about it as counters. If you have negative 1 plus 2, you can cancel out the 0 pairs, and then you're left with plus 1. In this case, it's plus 1y. Okay, question J. I'm going to do this down here. So I have 10q plus 15q. What does that give us? It's going to be 25q. And then we've got negative 5s plus 9. Now, at this point, I'm going to pause just to give you a clue or a hint if you're not sure. So we've got negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got 9 positives. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and these are all positive. If you cancel out the 0 pairs, what's left? Okay, so I'm going to draw a box around the 0 pairs. Those all cancel out because they're not worth anything, they're worth 0. And then you can see you're left with 4, so it's going to be plus 4s. Now I'm not going to do the rest of these questions because these are going to be on your exercise for you to practice. Now what I expect you to do, if you go back to Google Classroom and complete the rest of these questions, there is a link to this document which you can see on the screen here. This is the document that you started last lesson and you're going to finish today. Now you can see there's loads of different slides from loads of different students in our class. This one here is Lexi and Frosty that have been working on this, and you can see they've answered one question already and I can see that's correct. I'm just going to tick it. I want you guys to find your slide from last lesson and then continue working out all of these answers. If you do not have a slide from last lesson, you need to go to the bottom and find one, a blank one, and then put your name on it. And other than that, that's all I'm going to require you to do for today. There won't be a live lesson, but I want you to leave a comment on how you found the work, and I will actually be on this document live with you as you work through it. So I want you to make sure that you finish all of this work before the end of the lesson. Other than that, you know what I'm going to say. It's the end of the lesson. Well, it's the end of the video, not the lesson. Hit subscribe, smash that like button, check out my Patreon. I got a new album dropping next week. Pre-order early, get your early copy, and there's a bonus track as well from my rap name Lil V, and not Mr. V, it's Lil V. And I'll see you guys for some great content tomorrow probably. Yeah, so ciao for now.
Leave me alone! I never want to see you again!